Well, it's a huge privilege and honor to have one of the finest actresses that Indian cinema has ever seen, Vidya Balan, here in Patjhor in Jharkhand, where she's shooting for Begum Jaan. Vidya, huge pleasure to have you back on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure.
You know, since yesterday I spoke to Srijit Mukherjee and I've seen the promo of the Bengali version as well. Is it the second time around that you're going to be getting your national award?
Oh wow. आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर इंशाल्लाह. Yeah, it is a very interesting character. It's a very powerful character. I think for me, Begum Jaan really defines or probably personifies feminine power in its various aspects, or in its various facets, whether it's compassion or wrath or sensuality. And in every way, she's just the most consummate woman I have played. When I saw the film, I was blown. She was beckoning, for me to play her. Yes, and she's done a fabulous job. But I saw the film once and I let it be because I wanted to, live her the way I could best.
Absolutely.
And Srijit was also on board. So I didn't revisit the film, but it is an extremely challenging, demanding, aggressive character.
Anyone who feels that acting is an easy job, you should be on a film set and see that yesterday she just had to do one scene that बालों में जो है उनको झड़कना था और कितने सैकड़ों बार वो बालों में पानी उनको डालना पड़ा है. That it's amazing. How do you do that with
honestly,
for me the mere fact that इतनी बार आप पानी डाल रहे होगे, that in itself must have been something.
No, that of course was a beauty shot, and it was more like, it was a start of a day in the life of Begum Jaan. So she's just washed her hair and she's, getting rid of the excess water and stuff like that. But so he beautified it, which is why we were, I think, attempting to get it as beautiful as possible. But when you do retakes for a scene, of course it could be frustrating sometimes because you're doing the same thing again and again, and it's not just you, right? There are so many other things, other actors, it could be the camera, it could be the focus puller, something or the other. There are so many variables which could go wrong and which would require retakes. So you have to just be patient. Over the years I've learned to be patient. I've learned not to allow that to take away from what I'm doing, to distract me from my performance. And actually I think a lot of times it helps because as you keep doing the scene again and again, you begin to understand it differently. So sometimes it can be helpful. I quite enjoy the process, honestly.
Fantastic. Okay, now I believe you have to do a voice modulation, a different sort of voice modulation, everything. It's got to be more gruff and in a way more powerful.
Yeah,
aggressive.
Begum Jaan actually smokes the hookah. So their voice, people who smoke the hookah have a slightly gravelly voice. So Srijit said, anyway, you've got a slightly husky voice, but I want it to be even huskier and throughout. So there can't be lapses into softness or sweetness. So I think he keeps reminding me. We did a couple of readings, Srijit and me, to figure out, what tone of voice we should use. And there are times when, I tend to forget, but then he says, that's not Begum Jaan, and then